Hey Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about my goals for reading in November. Let's go. So I am doing a special event on my channel for November this year, and that would be Poevember. And you can probably guess that that involves reading Edgar Allan Poe. And if you guessed that, you guessed right. So I'm very excited to talk to you about what I plan to read in November. But before I do, I want to let you know of a special holiday. November 1st is National Authors Day. So that means you can support your favorite author, maybe read one of their books. Maybe it's a self-published author that you have not read before, or that you haven't gotten back to in a while. So it gives you an opportunity to celebrate authors. And if you are so inclined, I am an author. You may have seen some of my videos talking about that. And if you're interested in checking out my book, the link is in the description below. So check it out. Let me know what you think, okay? So yeah, November 1st is National Authors Day. And at that, let's get right into my goals for November. I am starting off the month of November reading one poem of Edgar Allan Poe every single day. That's right, 30 days of Edgar Allan Poe poems. So I'm really excited about it. It's the most in-depth I've gone with Edgar Allan Poe ever, really. I read some Edgar Allan Poe, but not exhaustively, and so I'm really excited to delve more into his poetry and into his books. Along with that, I'm going to be reading one of his short-form stories called The Murder in the Rue Morgue. And I'm really excited about this one. As a child, I watched a TV movie based on the story, and I believe, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I believe it featured George C. Scott as a detective of sorts or something like that in the TV movie. So I've always been curious to read the book, and I never have. So this gives me an opportunity. That's going to be aside from my 30 days of Poe. This is going to be a separate reading that I'm going to do because it's a short form story, more like a novella as opposed to just a poem. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. I don't really know anything about it. I haven't looked into it. So I am very excited to get a chance to read that, and I'm just so excited to do more reading of Edgar Allan Poe in November. So other than Edgar Allan Poe, I am going to be reading the following books, and let's start with Blood of Elves. This is the first full-length novel in the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. It is his first really long-form story, even though it's not that much longer than the first two books, The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, which I read in October. It's only 400 pages, a little over 400 pages, so it's still not that much longer than those books, but those were all short stories just put into a one-volume edition, whereas Blood of Elves is a full-length fantasy novel. So I'm really excited to get into that, and especially with The Witcher Season 2 coming out on Netflix in December, I am looking forward to be amply prepared for this new season. So I will be reading Blood of Elves in November. Another book that I'm going to read is Guards by Terry Pratchett. Now, this has been all over BookTube. Guards is a fan favorite all over BookTube. Especially, I'm going to name drop some people here, especially Alan at the Library of Alexandria and Andrew over Andrew's Wizardly Reads are constantly talking about Terry Pratchett, and they're always saying Guards is one of the best places to start. So you heard me, Alan and Andrew. I am finally going to read Guards. It's taken me long enough to get to it. I have it. Let's go. Okay? I'm very excited to get back into Discworld. You've heard me talk about how my original foray into Discworld was reading chronologically the first book in the series, which is The Color of Magic. And it did not go well. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was just kind of like, okay, what's going on here? I was kind of lost. So I've been told that that's just not the best place to start. So I'm starting with Guards. I'm very excited to see where that goes. The next book I'm going to read is Salem's Lot. I just finished The Wind Through the Keyhole by Stephen King, which is Dark Tower 4.5. And I do know that there is a crossover in book 5 of the Dark Tower, which is the Wolves of the Kala. I know there's a crossover between Wolves of the Kala and Salem's Lot. So I am going to read Salem's Lot before I get into the rest of the Dark Tower, because I would very much like to not have anything from Salem's Lot spoiled or exposed by reading the Dark Tower. So I'm going to kind of read that, and that way I'll be set up well for when I read the Dark Tower again. I plan to read Death on the Nile, and I had planned to read that in October, and it didn't quite go that way. So, and you'll find out more about that in my October wrap up coming up soon here. I really want to get to Death on the Nile because the movie's coming out in February. I think it is February of next year. And it's been so long since I read Death on the Nile, and I really want to get more Agatha Christie on my book schedule. So that's my goal there, hoping to get to Death on the Nile. And I'm going to be buddy reading that with my friend Christina. And we will see how that goes and how long it takes us to get it done. I'm very excited about it, to be able to buddy read that with a good friend of mine. I'm also going to start Fire and Blood. The House of the Dragon series comes out on HBO sometime next year. I'm guessing probably April-ish. And it's based in large part on a section out of Fire and Blood. So I'm very excited to finally start this. I'm a huge fan of A Song of Ice and Fire, and to get into some of the history and the background of Westeros and Valyria. I'm just so thrilled to finally be getting to it. So I'm not planning to read it all in November. I think that's not really reasonable and realistic, because it's a chunker, and it reads more like a history book. So I know I'm not going to finish it in November, but I'm going to start it anyway. So there you have it, folks. Those are my goals for Poevember. You heard it here. Copyrighted, patented, set in stone, tattooed. November is Poevember, and I can't wait to tell you more about it. So that's it, folks. Make sure that you are reading more books, and we will talk soon.